Hi everyone, my name is Celeste, and today we're going to have a vinyasa flow aimed to target our hamstrings and our glutes. Now for this flow, we will be going through exercises that will strengthen these group muscles. And I would first like to give a little bit of context to why is it important to strengthen our hammies and our glutes. As you might have noticed, even if you're a beginner or if you have been practicing yoga for quite a long time, in our yoga asana, we have a lot of poses that aim to stretch our hamstrings. You name it, downward facing dog, happy baby, any forward fold, either standing or seated. And what happens is that if we stretch and stretch and stretch a muscle over time, it might kind of lose its ability to contract, to be strong. It would be the same if we over-strengthen a group muscle. If you work on strengthening your hamstrings and only strengthening, it would become quite more tense and a little bit stiff, and it would be harder for that muscle to lengthen and to stretch. Since in yoga we spend so much time stretching the hamstrings, I believe it's a good idea to add a little bit more strength training so we can keep our hammies healthy. So without further talking, let's get to it. Now, as always, if you have any props, blocks, cushions, straps, anything that you think you would need to support your practice, please bring it to you. You can pause me right now, go get your things and then come back. And also, for today, if you have a blanket, I only had this, my jumper. If you have one, something that you can slide with on the floor, also bring it to you. I'm gonna give options in case you don't have, but if you do, please bring it close to you. All right, let's start standing at the front of the mat, hip width apart. You can keep your eyes open. You might as well soften your gaze or fully close your eyes if you feel comfortable. Let's take a big shoulder roll back. Standing nice and long. Grounding through all parts of your feet in contact with the mat. We can lift our 10 toes and place them one by one on the mat to feel the grounding. Let's connect to our breath. Feel your lungs expanding and contracting with your inhales and exhales. And let's for a little bit wiggle the weight around so we can swing to the sides without lifting our feet. And then a little bit to the front and back, taking the weight to your heels and to your toes. Maybe finding a circular motion, going to the front, to the side, back, and to the side again. Changing directions. Feel the ground under your feet. And now finally, let's find stillness. Visualize your feet as roots that ground down, connect you to the earth, keep you grounded and stable. Let's take a big releasing breath. Inhale through the nose and exhaling through the mouth. Inhale. And exhale, release. One more time. Inhale. And exhale, release. Excellent. Now, very slowly open your eyes if they were not already open. Great. So we're going to do a little sensory warm-up. And the idea is to discover our hip space, right? with our fingers, doing a little bit of massage. I'm going to move here so you can see. Finding where your bone is, your hip bone. Nice. It's kind of, we're telling the brain, oh, look, brain, this area exists, remember? Well done. Now we can also make little fists with our hands and use them as rollers. So we might do it on our hips, and also I'm going to do it only with one hand because I have my mic, but roll the fist on over your sacrum, over your low back, over your hips as well. Good. Now let's place both our hands on our low back, and what we will do is slide the hand, bend the knees, and slide the hand all the way through the back of your legs until you reach your heels, and then we place our hands at the front of our legs and we slide them up through the front of our legs. We're going to do this 3 times. Inhale here, and exhale, bend the knees and slide your hands. Inhale up through the front. One more time. Exhale through the back of your legs. Bend the knees, remember, and inhale through the front. And now let's do it one more time, but let's stop at the hamstrings. Let's wrap them a little bit harder. Don't press. We don't need to press against the hamstrings. It's more like a rubbing motion. Nice. Give some warmth. Maybe you can do some tapping on the back of your legs. This is all a little bit of sensory stimulation, just to let your brain know that your hamstrings, your legs are here, and they are about to have a good workout. Perfect, well done. Now let's stand in the front of the mat and inhale, and maybe first feet hip width apart. If you want to have them close, it's all right too. I think it would be better to begin with to have them hip width. So let's inhale, sweep the arms up, bend the knees, hinge of the hips, Utkatasana. Pay attention in your Utkatasana that you're not yanking your low back. Keep your spine nice and long, head is in line with the spine. And notice, are you feeling this pose on your quads mainly? Are they dominating this pose? Can you take the weight towards your heels to make it a little bit stronger on your glutes and your hammies? Your glutes are super engaged as well. One more breath here. Inhale and exhale. Stand up. And we're going to do 2 more Utkatasana holds. So inhale, sweep the arms up, bend the knees, hinge of the hips. Utkatasana again. Remember to be very mindful of having your glutes very, very engaged. Grounding, feeling strong through those legs. One more breath. Inhale. And exhale back to standing. Wiggle your legs a little bit. Nice. Last time. Inhale, lift the arms up, bend your knees. Utkatasana. Again, be mindful of not having all your weight in the front of your feet, but more towards your heels. Maybe sit a little bit lower. One more breath here. Inhale. And this time, exhale and fold forward. Remember to keep your knees bent. I invite you in today's class that every time that we do a forward fold, to have your knees bent. So again, we release a little bit of that tension that we usually put on our hamstrings. Inhale, lift the chest, create space. Head is in line with the spine. Exhale, bend the knees. Place both hands down on the mat and step your feet back to a plank. Inhale here, strong through those shoulders. And exhale, we wave it back to a downward facing dog. It's the first downward facing dog of our class today. So Take some time to wiggle around, maybe pedal through the feet. Your knees can be super bent. Actually, bend your knees, even if you know that your down dog is very much stable. Let's just go for a bend knee version. Some wiggle of the hips through the torso. Bit, nice. Inhale, lift your heels up. Exhale, we bend the knees, take a look towards the front of the mat, and step both your feet forward. Inhale, hands to shins, lift the chest, create some space. And now here, we're going to take both hands next to our ears towards the front. Keep your knees bent and engage your glutes. Now, if you don't know if they're engaged, you can poke them. It's okay to touch to see where your body is or what your body is doing. Inhale here and exhale. Fold down over both legs. Place both your hands on the mat and step it back to a plank. Inhale here. Exhale, wave it back to a downward facing dog. Nice. Well done. Again, knees are bent, strong through the arms. Push the floor away with your hands. Your shoulders are hugging your ears and they are externally rotated, so the eye of the elbow is trying to look towards the front rather than having your your elbows to the outside. Try to turn them in. Well done. Inhale, exhale through your mouth. Now let's lift your right leg up and place it a little bit before your hands. Yes, not so much between the hands, but a little bit before. The back foot is on the mat, 45 degrees. Inhale and lift the torso all the way up. Nice. We're going to do pyramid pose. And even if you have a very, very deep pyramid pose, I invite you to just take it half the way. Your glutes are very engaged. Your front leg can be slightly bent. If you're a little bit hypermobile on your knees like me, try to keep it a little bit bent. Nice. The spine is nice and long. If you want to get a little bit of help, use your blocks and place both your hands on the blocks. Or you can, if you want an extra challenge, take your arms long in front of you. One more breath. Inhale and exhale. Place both your hands on the mat, bend the front knee, and take it back to a down dog. Now let's change sides. Inhale, lift the left leg up and place it towards the front. Again, not so much between the hands, a little bit before. Place the back heel down on the mat. Inhale, lift the torso all the way up. Sorry, my mic. Inhale here, check that your hips are square, and exhale, we drop the torso, we fold, but again, halfway. If you want, you can use your blocks for some support. If you want extra challenge, hands either towards the front, or you can make these kind of wings, or your hands on the hips. One more breath here, inhale. Exhale, bend the front knee, place both your hands on the mat, and step it back to a downward facing dog. Well done. Inhale here. Exhale, wave it to plank. Inhale in plank. Exhale, drop your knees. Bend both elbows, hugging the torso. Drop it down all the way to the mat. Inhale, cobra or baby cobra. Exhale, tuck under the toes. Take it first back to a child's pose, and then lift your hips all the way up to a downward facing dog. Well done. Inhale, lift your heels up. Exhale, bend the knees, look towards the front of the mat, and step both feet forward. Inhale, lift the chest. Exhale, bend the knees. Drop your torso, drop the head, hanging heavy. And now, engage your glutes. Super engage and roll your spine all the way up to standing. Head come last. Well done. Now let's do some single leg deadlifts. So what we will do is, you might have blocks near you for some support and some help. This mic is bringing me complications today. Good. So let's take our weight to the right leg first. We're going to bend the knee and bring the knee towards the chest. You can take your arms up if you wish. And from here, very slowly and controlled, we're going to take the leg back, drop the torso, and take our body to a warrior 3. And take both our hands towards the mat. So we inhale, lift the knee towards the chest, lift the arms. Exhale, take it back to a warrior 3. Try to touch with your hands the floor. If you can't, you might do it with blocks. 3 more times. Inhale, knee to chest. Woo, feel into all those wobbles. Exhale, drop it to a warrior 3. Inhale, lift your knee. And exhale, take the leg back. Drop your hands back. Inhale, knee to chest. And exhale, place your foot down. Well done. Ooh, wiggle it around. Your right leg might be already feeling quite warmed up by now. And now let's take it to the other side. So we take our weight to the left leg. Inhale, lift the knee, knee to chest, lift your arms up. Exhale, we take it back to a warrior 3. The standing leg can be slightly bent. Of course, inhale up, knee to chest. You've got this. Exhale, take it back to a warrior 3. Inhale, knee to chest. I am super wobbly today. I don't know about you. Exhale, warrior 3. 2 more times. Inhale, knee to chest. Exhale, back to warrior 3. 1 last time. Inhale, knee to chest. Exhale, drop it down. Inhale, knee to chest. And release your leg. Well down. Have a shimmy shake. A little bit. We can always give some sensory love to our legs. Nice, well done. Now stand near the top of your mat. Inhale, lift your arms all the way up to the sky. Exhale, bend the knees. Drop your torso, Utkatasana. Inhale, lift the torso. Create some space. The spine is long. And exhale, we drop it down. Place both your hands on the mat. Step it back to a plank and vinyasa. Inhale here. Exhale, chaturanga or down on the knees. Inhaling, upward facing dog or cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. Well done. Now, walk your hands towards your feet. Bend your knees on the fold. Engage your glutes oh so much. And roll the spine very slowly. Head and neck come last. Great. Now we will do some lunges. What a difficult word. Still don't know how to spell it, neither pronounce it. But here we are. We're going to go for it. So the idea is to give a big step to the front. And then we bend both knees. The back knee doesn't touch the floor. I'm going to just place it for 1 second to show the alignment. The front knee is not over Try to be mindful of not letting the knee collapse neither to the sides, not too much towards the front. The glutes, again, are absolutely engaged. Your hamstrings will be engaged as well. And the spine is nice and long. Be mindful of not collapsing on the low back. Everything is kept strong and tall. Nice, now that I have explained. So we drop it to the front. We do not drop the back knee fully. And from here, we will do a little pulses, 5 pulses, and then we will step it back. All right, this stepping back motion will help a lot on our hamstrings. And we're going to do 2 of each on each side. Let's start by stepping the right leg to the front. So let's go. Step the right leg to the front. Arms can go up or on your hips. Bend both knees, and let's do little pulses. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and we step it back. Nice. Now let's go to the left side. Step the left foot to the front, quite a big step. Bend both knees. Remember to stay nice, long, spine is in line with the head. And let's do little pulses for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Push it back. 1 more each. Step the right leg. Bend both knees. Little pulses. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Push it back. Last but not least, left foot to the front. Bend both knees. You can always wiggle if you see that you were too close. Always open a little bit wider the stance. Let's do little pulses for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Step it back. Nice, well done. Again, you can clap your legs. Well done, legs. Inhale, lift both arms up. Exhale, bend the knees, hinge of the hips and fall forward. Inhale, sweep the arms up. Knees stay bent. Utkatasana. We can take our hands to prayer on heart center. And let's, from here to there, walk in an Utkatasana. So, little steps without losing control of the body. When we reach the top of the mat, we inhale up to standing. Amazing. Inhale, lift the arms all the way up to the sky. Exhale, bend the knees, hinge of the hips and fold forward. Inhale, lift the chest, create some space. Exhale, fold down over both knees. And step it back to a plank. Inhale here. Exhale, wave it back to a downward facing dog. Well done. Well done. From here, we're going to drop our knees and go to a tabletop position. Wrists underneath the shoulders, knees underneath our hips. And now we're going to use a block. If you don't have a block, it's okay. You can do it without it. You can even grab the blankets or whatever you have, even a strap, anything that you want to use, it would be okay. Even if you don't have anything, it's absolutely fine as well. So what we will do now is, from a tabletop, we're going to place the block between our calf and our hamstring. We're going to flex the foot and bring the heel to get closer to your hips. We're kind of hugging the block there. And the idea is that we don't have to let the block fall down to the floor. So what we will do is, from here, we are going to lift the leg. Be mindful of not collapsing into the spine. The spine is nice and long. From here, we will open it to the side, drop it down to the center, then back to the side, and take it back and down. We're going to do 3 of these on each leg. Remember, the idea is that the block stays where it is. And in order to do that, you're going to have to bring the heel super towards your hips, right? So we are really hugging the block. Remember, not collapsing into the spine. Spine nice and long, head is in line with the spine. We don't drop it down or take it back. It's in line, so we can take the gaze to the mat. And let's go for these motions. So lift it up, take it back to the side, drop it down to the center, lift it back to the side, take it back, and drop it down. Well done. Twice more. Lift it up, strong through the glutes and the hamstrings. Take it back, take it to the side, sorry. Drop it down. Back to the side, to the back, and to center. One more time. Take it up, strong through the glutes and hamstrings. Take it to the side, drop it down. Back up through the side. We take it back and drop it down. Well done. We can release the block, maybe do some wiggle there if you need to do a little bit of sensory here. Maybe your hamstrings are a little bit like, oh, crampy. If you don't have a block, you can be doing this without it. It's okay. The only thing is that the block helps us to really keep the hamstring engaged and the heel going towards your hips. So when we do this, the hamstring is contracting. So the idea is to keep the heel super close to our hips. All right, now let's change side. Whatever side you did before, change it now. Again, first check that your tabletop is stable. And now flex the foot, bring the heel towards your hips, and let's first lift it up. The hamstrings are also engaged and the glutes as well. Take it to the side, drop it down, lift it back to the side, take it back and down. Well done. Again, lift it up. Remember, keep it strong. The block should stay there. Take it to the side, drop it down to center, back to the side, to the back to center. One more time, lift it up, to the side, drop it down to center, lift it back to the side, take it back, drop it down. Let's do one more. Take it back, to the side, drop it down to center, lift it up through the side, take it back, and drop it down. Well done. I was shaking throughout that whole time. Well done. Tuck your toes. Take your hands a little bit towards the front of the mat. Take it back to a child's pose. One releasing breath here. Inhale. And exhale through the mouth. Well done. And now from here, I'm going to go to tabletop again. Tuck under the toes and lift it up, downward facing dog. You might be feeling your hamstrings. For one, I am very much feeling it. If you're not feeling it, it's absolutely fine. Okay, inhale here. Exhale, drop it down to the knees. Wiggle your legs around and come to seated. Now, the last exercise that we're going to do is the hamstrings curl. Now, these are slightly difficult, so we're going to take it slow. We're going to do only 5 because it can be very intense on your hamstrings. My blanket that today is going to be my jumper. You're going to place, I can do it to the front. So what we're going to do is, we're going to lay down. I'm going to show it first. I'm going to lay down on the floor, on the mat, sorry. We're going to place, I don't know if this is not the best sliding thing I could find, but anyway. And what we will do is, we're going to lift our hips up, take our feet away from us, bring them back, lift the heels back, engage those glutes, and then drop it down. Now, when we do this motion of bringing it back to us, our hamstrings are going to be on fire. And what might happen is that when we're bringing them back, because the hamstrings are working so much, we might drop the hips. So when we get to bring our feet as close as we can, we give a little bit push of our hips, engage those glutes, and then we release. If this is too intense, or if you don't have anything to slide, or if the floor where you are doesn't allow you to do this, what you can do is laying on the floor, feet hip width apart, and we're gonna lift the hips, take one leg up, take the leg down, lift it up, drop the hips, and then change sides. Lift it up, one leg up, take the leg down, lift it up, and drop it down. All right? If you are with me, this might be a little bit less strong on the hamstrings, but still it will work a lot on your glutes as well. If that one it's also not an option, if you have maybe a Pilates ball, you can just put your legs up on the ball and bring the ball towards you. If you're with me and this gliding jacket, jumper, whatever the name, let's go. So, inhale, lift the hips up, strong through the glutes, push the feet away, bring the feet towards you, lift your hips up, engage the glutes, and release it down. Well done. You might have some cramping on your hamstrings. If you do, make sure that you go down a notch, and that every time that you finish one rep, just do some extra carrying on your hamstrings, some light massage. All right, let's go for the second one. Inhale, lift the hips up. Exhale, take the feet away from you. Inhale, bring them back. Push the hips up and release down again. Maybe window wipe those legs. Nice, well done. Let's go for a third one. Inhale, lift the hips up, strong through those glutes. Push the feet away. Bring the feet back to you. Little bit more push up, and exhale, drop it down again. Window wipe those knees. We have 2 more to go, and then we get to chill out. Come on, let's inhale, hips up. Exhale, take those feet away from you. Inhale, bring them up. Lift the hips and drop it down to the floor. Nice, you are doing amazing. Well done for staying with me. Last time, last little push, make it the best one. Inhale, lift the hips up. Exhale, take your feet away from you. Inhale, bring them back. Lift the hips, last little push. And exhale, drop it back. Well done. You can bring your knees to the chest. Little rocks side to side. Amazing. Now sit back. Wiggle ourselves to the center of the mat and drop it down for a little stretch. Stand both your feet. Let's start with the right leg. We cross the leg over for a figure 4. And I invite you to do this stretching actively, so we don't put a lot of pressure on the hamstrings. Just like, yes, okay, let's stretch it up, and maybe they have been working a lot, so let's be gentle. So from here, we are gonna bring the left knee towards our chest. If you think that it's too much to do it actively, you can always wrap your arms behind your left leg and bring it towards your chest. And with your right elbow, you can maybe open the right leg towards the side. It's not necessary, but if you want to, you can. I'm going to choose an active way. Well done, you did amazing. Now it's time to chill. We're not going to do a very long stretching, but Feel free to take more time to stretch your hamstrings. Now let's place the left leg back to the floor. From here, take both your arms to a T shape or cactus and drop your legs towards the left for a twist, and then your head can turn to the right. Now you can make your breath deeper, slower. Nice, bring your legs back to center and let's change legs. So left ankle over right knee. If you would prefer to do an active variation, just use your hip flexors to bring your right leg towards your chest and push the left knee away. If not, again, you can interlace your hands behind your right leg and just bring it closer to your chest. Remember to breathe. Be very grateful for everything that you have just done. Even if you didn't get to do all of it, if you just stand on your mat thinking about your life, that's already enough. And from here, we're gonna open your hands on T-shape or cactus and drop your legs, towards the right and turn your head towards the left. You can close your eyes if you would like to. Nice, bring them back to center. Unravel the legs. Give a little hug to your knees, rock side to side. And now place both your hands behind your legs. We're gonna do rock and roll to sit back. And we choose a comfortable seated position. If you want to stay on the floor, taking a Shavasana, please feel free to. If not, choose a comfortable seat. Close your eyes if you'd like to. Place both your hands one over the other at the heart center. And just mindfully breathing and being grateful for everything that we have just done, for taking the time to connect, taking the time to explore, to be with ourselves and challenge our bodies, our brains, our emotions. And let's finish this class with a releasing breath. Inhale through the nose. And exhale, release. Thank you, everyone, for taking this class with me, for strengthening your hamstrings and those glutes. You might not feel them too much now, but maybe tomorrow you will feel those hammies have worked. Believe me, I had to make this class before actually teaching it, and I have already been feeling my hammies all over. So yes, I take a little bit of time to appreciate and thank all the people that have studied before me, that have given us the opportunity to do yoga and to be here and have this space to connect. So yes, thank you everyone. Bye-bye.